All right. Hi, everyone. Taz here from Axiom IT, and today I've invited Leah for a chat about modern workplace. Leah is the Managing Director of Mesh Planning, an Australian leader in urban planning and design. And the team at Mesh specialise in creative problem solving and forward-facing solutions that bring value to the environments and communities of Australia. Thank you for chatting with me today, Leah.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Great to have you here. I wanted to start by talking about your journey when looking for a new IT provider. I know a lot of people find that process challenging. Can you talk to us a bit about that process and how you came to choose Axiom as your IT partner?
Yeah, sure. The process of looking for a new IT company can be really daunting. It definitely was for us. I found some parts of the process to be really frustrating. Like, for example, when we met with other companies, we were really focused on remote work as a core part of our business. And other companies just didn't really offer comprehensive solutions relating to remote work. They would offer server upgrades and slight changes to Mesh's existing setup, but no real transformative solutions. And their contracts and billing, I really found them confusing. I didn't know what we were actually signing up for and what the ongoing costs would be. But when I met with Axiom, when I met with you, Taz, a few things stood out right away to me. For one, you asked questions about our business first, and I felt like you were really listening to us and then offering us solutions that really matched what we were asking for. And Axiom really clearly had a commitment to modern workplace solutions. So cloud-based storage, remote work, and all those kind of things were really aligned with what we were trying to accomplish at Mesh. And I really found your contract easy to read, easy to understand. It was in plain English and it was really clear what we were paying for and the services that we were going to get for that cost.
Great, that's really good to hear. One thing I've worked hard on over the years is trying to keep it really simple for clients so they understand what they're getting, what they're paying for, and what they can expect, which often is where it goes wrong in IT relationships, I feel.
Yes.
One thing that you touched on was remote work, which obviously now we're living through a pandemic, although we're through the other side, I feel, over here in Australia. But of course, that's made remote work more important than ever before. I know Mesh Planning has a very strong commitment to flexible and remote working arrangements, and that started well before we started working together. Can you talk a little bit about why remote work is so important to you at Mesh and how Axiom has helped you achieve results on that front?
Yeah, sure. So remote work is super important to us because we never want geography to be a barrier to getting good staff. We've always focused on finding the best people wherever they are and using technology to ensure that they're embedded into the team and the culture, and that is a genuine relationship and not just a bit of a tack on. So Axiom has really helped Mesh to really achieve that goal and to operate seamlessly between our teams, our devices, and all the various locations. The technology that Axiom has provided us really has supported us to connect people, and that's not just our staff but also our clients. We can have clients connecting with our staff, our remote staff, in just as seamless a way as they connect with our Melbourne office staff, and that really is inspirational for us.
I mean, Teams is what I guess, the centerpiece of what I would call and what a lot of people now call modern workplace. And I'm just wondering, what's been the biggest benefit since then of transitioning fully into that modern workplace environment with us?
Yeah, well, I guess I was sold on it before we ever met you because I always thought it was quite crazy that we do everything on the go for our personal lives, our education, things like that. But then when you walk into an office and are expected to use a server and work at one desk in order to be productive, I just didn't understand why there was such a big difference. So yes, we were doing bits and pieces with our old IT provider to try and make our business agile before working with Axiom. And I guess the biggest benefit that we find is that we really now have that seamless integration. The products that we use are really easy to use. We can have document creation, we can collaborate, there's storage, there's accessibility. All the programs speak to each other, and they, it's simple and it just works. So that's probably been the biggest benefit. And we've been able to get pretty much everyone in the organization on board because it's been so simple. We have a couple of old school people in our company, and even they are using it now. So that's great. I think one of the other benefits has also been that when we had remote workers in the past, we almost tried to hide the fact that they were remote workers, that they weren't in our Melbourne office. We don't have to hide that anymore because they can just, they interact with our clients just like anyone else.
Yeah, that's really good. And I think also the concept of remote work or remote workers, one of the positives that's come out of COVID, I feel there was a lot of stigma attached to the idea of working from home or not being a permanent worker in the office, which of course that's been challenged and completely dismissed, I would say now.
Yep.
The team at Mesh have had a pretty good run through COVID, and it hasn't had too much of an impact on the way that you do your work and the connectedness between the team members.
No, absolutely not. The day that we were all told that we had to start working from home was a simple day for us. We all just took our laptops home and started doing the same things we do in the office at our homes. And that was super simple. We didn't have any downtime related to that transition, which, some of the people that we work with, we know that was a really traumatic experience for them. It wasn't for us.
All right. Now, you mentioned just before that prior to working with us, you had tried bits and pieces to make your work a little bit more I guess, cloudy and agile. And I certainly see that a lot of the time when I'm introduced to someone who we haven't worked with before, that they do have bits and pieces, like they might be using WhatsApp or often it's consumer type cloud apps, just because of the simplicity and the easy nature to get up and running. But they find that, it's kind of hard to piece it all together. And that's where something like Teams comes into the fold. And one of the things that most people dread most about their IT company is that phone call they need to make when something's not working and they have to reach out to the help desk.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, Leah, can you tell us a little bit about what that experience with Axiom's been like?
Yeah. Absolutely. I am astounded how great the help desk is with Axiom, because as you pointed out, in the past with our IT providers, we would actually try everything we could to solve a problem first, waste a lot of time before we would call help desk because we just found it so frustrating. But with Axiom, we find the help desk is really reliable and easy to understand, and they actually help us. But also, it's quite a positive and lovely experience for us to call the help desk because we know the people on the other end of the line now. We've actually started to develop relationships with them. So we now know that, if we run into a problem, just call help desk. It'll be a quick and easy fix. So yeah, it's just great to be able to do that.
Wonderful. It's good feedback, and I'll be sure to let the help desk team know that you're saying these things. I'm sure they'll appreciate it. So I guess some of the other experiences that you might have had with us would be around the more strategic discussions that we have too. So it's one thing that I feel differentiates us from some of our competitors is that we're not just there when things are going wrong. We try to get involved at a more strategic level and help you really utilize the technology that you've got in a way that helps drive the business outcomes that you're looking for.
Yeah. So it's been really, I guess, firstly surprising that the strategy discussions that we have with Axiom every month actually continue to occur. I know that, in some IT programs or whatever, they do say that they will have these strategy discussions with you and they never really eventuate. But we actually do commit to those monthly catch-ups, and it's been really great. We find that Axiom supports the new things that we are trying to achieve, all the crazy ideas we throw out there. You actually come back to us with some solutions. But I think best of all, and you kind of touched on it, is that often those monthly strategy meetings, we ask questions that you're able to help us realize a solution to them using the service we already pay for, rather than trying to find something else we can add on. So that's been really, really great.
Leah, I'm really pleased to hear that the team at Mesh feel like you're supported by us, and it's been an absolute pleasure to work together to create the modern workplace that you now probably couldn't live without.
Mm-hmm.
And so on that note, I'm just wondering, is there anything that you wish you'd known before making the transition to the modern workplace?
I guess, yeah, as you said, we always knew we wanted to be an accessible and cloud-based business. So to me, I'm probably just surprised how successful and positive it has been. It's been well beyond what we expected. So now, rather than us seeing IT as an obstacle, we now really feel confident about it and how it fits into our business as we move forward. And yeah, I'd just say Axiom really provides that holistic service. It's not just the people, although the people are amazing, but the products, services, everything all together, it creates that positive type of environment for our business. And yeah, we're just thrilled with the service and how it's been going.
What advice would you give to anyone else considering the move to a modern workplace?
I would say just do it. There's no excuses anymore. The services and products are out there. I think when we first embarked on this journey, I was a bit hesitant about whether they would all work together, and they do. They make it easy and seamless. So there really aren't excuses anymore. But more than that, all our staff, everyone expects workplace flexibility now. So you really can't afford not to invest in a modern workplace.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you again for your time, and I'm sure we'll be talking soon.
Yep. Great.
Thanks, Leah.